What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? It is the first of the month. It's the first of the month, y'all. What's going on, friends? You know what the first of the month mean? That means it's the best day to join a Patreon. Hey, I got a question for y'all. Maybe I should wait until we get to over 1,000 people before I ask the question. Because, I like to experiment with stuff new. Well, I guess I can ask it. What up, Dre the Dream? What up, Dre the Dream? What up, though? What's up, big dog? I got a question. So I'm looking to do a Patreon live stream tomorrow. And my question is this. Should I try to do a Patreon live stream in the morning? Or should I just go ahead and stick with the afternoon? I'm thinking that I'm going to evening, not afternoon, evening. So I'm going to do a Patreon live stream tomorrow, but I'm trying to figure out if I should do it in the morning before the Millionaire Morning Show or if I should do it. Yeah, I do got a fresh shave. That's a fact. I try to keep it as fresh as possible. Or should I do it in the evening? At like 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern. One person say the morning, a few people saying in the afternoon. Stick with the evening, says Sabrina. Afternoon, evening, afternoon, evening, afternoon. Okay, all right. So there it is, and that's how we rolling. We're gonna go ahead and do it. So Patreon live stream, I'm gonna post it tonight. And we're gonna be doing a live stream tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern before we do after hours. Okay, so before after hours, we will be doing a live stream tomorrow night. All right, the people have spoken. So I will say this also. We had a great show last night. So shout out to all of the people that's a part of the platform. I appreciate you guys for continuing to hold us down. Thank y'all for rocking out with Anton from AntonDaniels.com. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And so the best day to join the Bag Chasers, the best day to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. And I suggest that if you're trying to rock out with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in, make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And what else? Hey, what is everybody doing still wearing masks? When I walked in this morning, because I got some architectural firms in here. At times we're shout out to my girl April Chapman. April Chapman has a dope YouTube channel. Dope YouTube channel. So shout out to April Chapman. Just got your text message. I'm looking at that now. I'll read a couple of super chats before we get started with the show. Let's go into here. Let me address this because I see a super chat right here. So shout out to K Cooper. K Cooper first super chat of the day says that O'Shea video really showed the hate in the comments. Anton, just know we love and appreciate you. Keep grinding. All right. So let me shout out to you, K Cooper. I appreciate you for the first super chat. I'm gonna be reading these Cash Apps shortly. So let me address this. I think that, and shout out to my guy O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson is a longtime friend of mine, and I know that O'Shea has had his disagreements with other content creators and things like that. I don't get in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with Fresh and Fit. I'm cool with O'Shea. I'm cool with Angry Man. I'm pretty much cool with most people. And if I'm not cool with you, I just don't say nothing. I don't watch your content. I don't even care like that, right? So let me address this, right? So O'Shea, I believe personally that O'Shea was put between a rock and a hard place because O'Shea has been doing content lately that addresses popular culture issues, especially around politics, which I think is a smart thing to do because politics is a big game. It's a lot of conversation to be had. You just got to be really knowledgeable about it. And so every single video that O'Shea would do, people would be in the comments. People would be in the comments like, oh man, yeah, you need to get on Anton. You need to get on Anton next. And I don't think people realize how cool me and O'Shea is with each other. But either way, it didn't really matter because I'm cool with people getting their money and I'm cool with people doing their thing. Anyways, long story short, I think that O'Shea is caught between a rock and a hard place for a couple different reasons. And the first reason is because your biggest ops, and it doesn't matter how many black people you employ, it don't matter how many people you give money to. And this is why I tell people that you're going to have to, if you're going to do something, then you just got to do it from the bottom of your heart. Jesus showed us that, right? Jesus showed us that even though he was here to basically give the comforter so that the Jew and the Gentile alike can be saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, and also be, had an opportunity to make it to heaven, and then have more power on this earth as well as in heaven. They killed him for it. Now, I'm not comparing myself to Jesus, but what I'm saying is he gave us the blueprint for how people, not only for how to live your life, but for also how people react to it. That's why it says you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. Anyways, let me bring this back full circle and I'm going to bring it back to the comments. So every single time that O'Shea Duke Jackson would drop a video, whether he was addressing Brandon Tatum or he was addressing the Hodge twins or Candace Owens or whatever, right? The first thing that people would say in the comments was, get on Anton, right? And I have two thoughts. Well, actually, I have three thoughts about this. All right. I don't usually address these type of things. I usually just rock out, but I'm going to address it because that's my guy. And shout out to O'Shea, right? So the first thing that I'm going to say is, again, it doesn't matter what you do. It don't matter what the results are. It doesn't matter if you're married to a black woman. It don't matter if you've been married for 20 years. It doesn't matter if you've given to the black community, if you stayed down in your city where you're from, how many homeless people you help. None of that matters. None of it matters. It doesn't even matter if the message that you're giving, even if people don't like it, is subjective enough to actually be able to make the assessment and say, well, he actually wants better for people. And so that's the reason why he's, giving his tough love. The reality is this, is that especially in the black community, if you get enough money, I don't care if you're LeBron, I don't care if you're Steph, I don't care if you're Kai, I don't care if you're Speed, I don't care if you a political analyst or what. Black people don't like anybody. They don't like anybody that becomes successful. You just got to live long enough to be great, right? And so we are a cursed people. Black culture is cursed. It's just the facts. We don't like anybody. Black people are, listen, think about some of the biggest gangs in the United States of America, Crips and Bloods. They're literally opposed to each other. The only thing that separates them is maybe a hood and a color. That's it. Black people and black culture will be your biggest op and your biggest enemy when you get to a certain level. It's just the way that it is. And I'm old enough and I'm wise enough and I've been in the game long enough to understand that and to see how it's going to play out. And so if you are going to go down a path of what success looks like, you're never going to be able to give enough money. You're never going to be able to help enough people in the hood. You're never going. If you get rich, you're a sellout. If you switch over to being Republican, then you a coon. Like if you black in America and they don't like you, they're going to try to figure out if you really from America. And hey, I heard this, or maybe it doesn't matter, bro. You are an op. You an op if you poor. You an op if you rich. You just got to live long enough to be successful enough to see it switch. So you're going to have to understand that. People that don't even like O'Shea wants O'Shea to get on me. So it just is what it is. So that's number one. The second thing that you got to realize is, what are you here for? Right? What are you here for? I think it's a blessing. And I'm also wise enough. I'm not the smartest in the tool shed, right? I'm not the sharpest in the tool shed. I am still a C student, but I understand that all visibility can be leveraged and used in order to continue to promote you. And that's why I'm about maybe a week or two away from crossing over a million subscribers. The last thing that y'all got to understand is this, is that it's 350 plus million people in the United States of America, and there's roughly 8.5 billion people in the world. If you are so centrally focused on whether or not a community of people that don't even like you cares, if you care that much about them, then you're missing out on your blessing. You're missing out on your blessing. For every person that say that they don't like me, there's probably 100,000 of them that subscribe to me. If you are so consumed with worrying about whether or not people that have no power over whatever happens to you is concerned about you, because it's not like they can do anything. The toughest people I've ever met in my life are the ones that type hard in the comments. I've seen people tell me that I can't walk through my own city, and I'm probably vlogging in the city more than anybody else. I've seen people that say that I'm not from Detroit, when I literally grew up on 202 on Fort Greenlawn, Detroit, Michigan, 48221. I see people say that I'm not this, I'm not. That's like, they all on the internet, bro. They're all on the internet. And you got to understand that as young and as mature as the internet is, that's all it is. It's the internet. Nobody has smoke. I was out in the casino yesterday, hanging around, taking pictures with people, by my lonely, having a good time, ordered some food, flicked it up, jumped on some people's vlogs, went to the park, walked downtown, went and bought some new AirPods at the Apple store, kicked it with the police, and then went and live streamed last night. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not real. It's not real. And so my message to people is, you leverage it so that you can continue to get to the bag, because let's be clear. At the end of the day, what are we here for? This is called the Millionaire Morning Show for a reason. It's called the Millionaire Morning Show for a reason. What are we here for? Do you think in any way, shape, or form that I would be on the internet if it wasn't a bag to get? I don't have no feelings or emotions about how people may feel about me. The only people that I care about is my chasers, my family, and the people that rock with me. And so if it ain't no money to get, I don't see it. And people are absolutely 100% right about one thing. I am a chaser. I'm a bag chaser. I'm a bag catcher. I'm a bag getter. And so for me, I'm going to leverage all visibility to continue to run up a check. And anything outside of that, if I wasn't on the internet, I wouldn't know them anyway. And I never will see them in real life. So y'all gotta you gotta lean into it. When people got smoke for you, lean into it. You know what I'm saying? Because that mean you popping. That mean you got motion. And you know who I am. I'm Motion Man. That's my superhero character. Motion Man. You know who I am. I am Motion Man. And I believe in getting as much motion as possible and having as many people talk about me as possible and having as many people being in as many people's mouths, and I'm not pausing that, to be in as many people's mouths as possible. You know what I'm saying? K Cooper is nothing to handle. Listen. All right, so let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question. If you could make over $250,000 a month with people talking about you, would you take it or would you be bothered and not do it? If you could make over $250,000, and I'm talking about across the board, sponsorships, everything. If you could make over $250,000 a month, if people talk negatively about you or positively about you, would you do it? Maybe, Sabrina. You never know. You take it twice on this. Okay, so what we talking about? What was my last YouTube playout for 2 channels? Let me see. You know me, I don't have no qualms. Let me see. AD. What was my last YouTube? For the Anton Daniels channel and for the Millionaire Morning Show. There you go. This is my last payout. I have no secrets. I have no secrets whatsoever. I, I'm I, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I'll show you my last 3 payouts. You know me. I'm very transparent. Very transparent. Transactions last 3 months. Can I do last 3 months? There's some of my last 3 payouts right there for just for those 2 channels alone. For the Anton Daniels channel and the Millionaire Morning Show. So, you know, I'm not, so y'all gonna have to understand that this is different. Right. I brought somebody else's account up. I have access to somebody else's AdSense account. Right. You're right. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be the same no matter what. It's gonna be the same no matter what. It doesn't matter how many receipts you show. It doesn't matter. It's all gonna be the same. So what I am telling you is that you guys are gonna have to make sure that you are focused. We don't care about emotions. We don't care about feelings. You know what we care about? Numbers, because the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. So it is what it is. So Make sure y'all run up a bag. We're going to keep building these houses. We're going to keep getting this real estate money. We're going to keep getting sponsorships. We're going to keep running it up. And we're going to keep on being millionaires 10 times over. All right? Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channels, and turn on your notifications. Y'all ready to get started with the show? We got over 1,500 in here. Okay. All right. So we in. Let me button up my collar, pop my collar, because the people said it's time to go get $1. Yeah. Yeah. I'm the king. That's it. I am the king. That is what it is. I came into this space. I said it will be mine. And I'm here now. And I'm only at the tip of the iceberg. I keep telling y'all that I'm only at the tip of the iceberg. So y'all ready to run up a check? All right. Let's go ahead and read some of these super chats and cash apps. And then we're going to go ahead and get it popping with the show. I don't have no secrets. My whole life is an open book. I want to say shout out to Rothschild. I appreciate you on Cash App. Mike that dude in the building. Shout out to Mike that dude. I appreciate you. And my dog Spencer Campbell. Spence. What up, though? Spencer Campbell says good morning, AD. Good morning to you, too. Chad for Morris in the building says, I just sent you an email with a video about the graphics used on the news channel. Hopefully it helps. Thank you, Chad for Morris. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to send that to my people. Call me Mr. Bibbs says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Bibbs. The hate you get is unbelievable. Only the black man. Oh, I'm okay with that, Deacon. I'm all right with that, Deacon. Anton Daniels with the white beard says, let the crab stay in the barrel. Interesting. Look a little too old for me. Aaliyah says, starting the morning off as an unbothered king. We love that. Dog, I feel so good. I feel so great. Deacon says, Biggie said it, more money, more problems. Nah, for me, it's more money, less problems. More money, less problems. Money is a tool. Don't let it hurt you, help you. Sarge says, good morning, AD. Keep running it up. You want inspiring, bro. I appreciate you. Missed a lot in the building. Real ones in the city know what's up. They know what's up. As a matter of fact, I ran into Rio. Yesterday. Chopped it up with Rio. Yesterday. And the guys. Shout out to Rio. He was in the city yesterday. Kicked it with him. Tabby says, everyone is not called to do what you're doing, Anton. You have a gift that fortunately you are paid very well for. Most are mad they not you. They need to find a lane. Motion. Talk about it, Tabby. Talk about it, Tabby. AD, you should collab with Wise from a righteous perspective. Someday. Send me their content. I want to see who they are. Send me their content. I want to see who they are. Christopher Evans in the building says officially a Patreon member as of today. Shout out to the new bag chasers. Again, listen, I told y'all yesterday to hold off on joining the bag chasers because the best day to join the bag chasers is the beginning of the month. So if you are not a bag chaser, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And y'all ready to get started with the show? We got a lot to cover today. Y'all ready to get started with the show? We got our water. Got this. Maybe we change the color to money green. That's the last time y'all seeing receipts like that too. I told myself that I'm done showing money going forward. Told myself I'm done showing money going forward. I'm not showing no more money. That's it. I ain't got no money. Honestly, all that money is spent, and I'm gonna be absolutely honest with y'all. And this is the honest to God truth. All that money that y'all just seen, that's spent. That's gone. I ain't got it. Honestly, Rita hit me up on my way into the office this morning, and she said, Anton, you know what, some bills to pay. I said, what we got to pay? She said, we got to pay this contractor. We got to pay the electrician. You owe a $7,800 balance, $8,000 balance. So that's done. She said you got to pay the carpenter. She said you got to pay these new permits. The tree guy want $5,150. I said, oh, freaky Jason, all that money gone. Listen, I only got $1. Literally, I have $1 left. So if somebody is looking to get, seriously, Tabby, that's a fact. That's a fact. I got $1. I'm not lying to you at all. Every last dollar is spent. I got $1. I got $1. That's it. $1. Trying to figure it out, bro. Every dollar that I done had is gone, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. $1. Banker from Chase called me yesterday. Said, Mr. Daniels, where's all of your money going? Mm-hmm. I said, are you married? He said, yeah, I see what you're saying. I said, okay, well then that's what we got going on. And Mr. Daniels, he called me yesterday. He said, Anton, where's all your money going? I said, are you married? He said, yes. I said, well, that's where all my money went. Matter of fact, let me get it off the green and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. Y'all ready to get started with the show? I don't know no married man that just got money just hanging around. If you want half of my stuff, I got 50 cents for you. That's why I was telling people. We was talking about a post-nuptial agreement. I said it's better for you to do it my way because then you can actually get something out of this. Because if you want half of what I got, you going to get that $1. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you 100%. You can have $1. You want half? Do you? You don't want to. You don't want half of what I got. You don't want that. I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing. Let's get started with the show. First things first. First things first. I'm all tapped out. What up, Mika? I gotta call Mika today. I don't know what's wrong with my life, Mika. I had a doctor's appointment. It went really well yesterday. My doctor came and visited me. And I got a black doctor. Does that matter? To the black community? No, that don't matter. All right. Says, good morning. I love you. Oh, Jesus. What you know about having Mika tell you they love you? She said, good morning. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. That made my day right there. That made my day. Mika, what is it, October? We're going to get Mika to be here in October. Woo! All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? All right. First things first, we got to go over to New York. But we not going over to New York in order to diss New York. We going over to New York because partially the building collapsed. And so I seen this pop up and somebody was sending me this and saying, Anton, did you see what happened in New York? You got to cover it. It's an emergency situation. I said, okay. Millionaire Morning Show is going. Let's see what's happening. Did y'all just say, I know your wife don't like her? My wife love Mika. What are you talking about? Y'all didn't see that on camera? Anyways, y'all so dusty. Y'all live a life. You should not be this dusty. Listen. Everybody is not under duress. Everybody is not suffering. Everybody is not under duress. She loved Mika. She loved Kim. She loved people y'all not even familiar with. She loved everybody. Y'all gotta stop being so dusty. All right. New York City. Let's start over. Let's get to it.
Former FDNY Commissioner Dan Nigro on the phone with us this morning. Thank you so much, Commissioner. What can you tell us? What do you know about this partial building collapse?
Well, what I've learned about it is what I've seen on Channel 5, watching your show, and sort of amazing shots from that helicopter. We have a response protocol for collapses. Of course, the most important thing is search for life. Is anybody injured in the area? Our fire marshals, the NYPD, will canvass, looking for someone to say, yes, I saw people in this location. We have our drones up. I see we have there's dogs there.
That's crazy.
That look out, can search. There's a concern over the safety of the members operating below that area because there's still, loose debris, bricks and whatnot. So the members are concerned for that. And it's going to be an all-day operation. Building department is responding, I know that, with a crew to determine the structural stability of the building, which appears to be good, the entire building. And we'll have to look at all the apartments that abut the area that collapsed and see if anything has occurred there. So it's a long process.
Okay, so what are the next steps? Because obviously the first thing is to make sure everyone's safe, that there's no one in that rubble. But do they get people out of the building that are still there? Do they wait a little while before they test the integrity of the building? What is next?
Well, they're going to test the integrity of the building immediately as soon as our building department folks get there. Also, our rescue teams bring the collapse units in.
Don't look like anybody was hurt.
That can monitor any movement of the building. If that's happening, it doesn't appear that it is. They will remove people from the area adjoining. It's quite a large building, the section that collapsed. So all of this is going on simultaneously. And most important thing is, if we get any reports from folks that somebody was seen in the area and is now we're unable to contact them, that would be a concern and would give us an particular area to search. But the rubble removal is certainly going to be a long, arduous process.
Commissioner, I know it's probably too early to tell.
If we was over in China, that rubble would have been removed 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? It would have already been removed before it collapsed. We go through all of this red tape and stuff, especially over in New York. I don't even know why anybody would want to do business in New York.
We know if anybody called in reports of smelling gas or anything in the area. I mean, how does something like this happen?
I would be out of there immediately.
Well, these shafts now, buildings at one time had incinerators. Now they use compactors. There are certain ways that an explosion could take place. Could be improper disposal of something or a gas leak in the building. I don't know yet if there were reports prior to the explosion and collapse, but certainly we have records of that and we'll know.
Let me spin over to another report and see if we can get some more information from the people that was out there and the reaction to it. Oh, I see you, champion.
Let's go now on the ground, back on the ground to Marcus Solis, Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis, live at a local community center, Marcus. And this is where families have been showing up for assistance?
Yeah, it's directly across the street. We're in front of the affected building here. The shaft that collapsed is around the corner between the F and the G line. We're on Alexander Avenue where all the emergency vehicles are. But across the street is that community center. There's also that public school, which is down the block. But you can see that folks have been, some people have been going into that community center. A lot of investigators as well, speaking with some of those residents. And in talking with them, it's interesting that you had mentioned about whether or not somebody had some foresight, some forewarning to take out the phone and film. And some people say they did notice smoke coming out of that building earlier this morning. Some described two explosions, that there was some sort of first initial bang, and that was followed by all that debris coming down as that elevator shaft collapsed. The weather is nice, so not everybody in the shelter. You can see many people gathered here in the street. Not everybody is a building resident. Some had just dropped off kids at the school across the street. Others are relatives coming to check in on their loved ones who were displaced as this took place. Again, the miraculous thing here is that there are no reported injuries at this time. Some folks who live in the building had just dropped their kids off at the school and then saw what was happening. Another interesting thing from one of the residents, and again, this is the stuff that the investigators will be processing and trying to figure out. One woman said she could smell gas in her apartment last night around midnight, kind of forgot about it, woke up this morning, didn't smell it, and then we know that there was the explosion early.
Zeroy says you have to have assets to live in NY to truly enjoy it. Usually, of course, there can be exceptions. Yeah, the New York, major cities like New York, Los Angeles, even Miami, those type of places, I would say these type of places are no place to raise kids in. I don't know how people from New York decide to stay in New York. I don't know why it's over 8 million people inside of New York. I would have got the heck up out of there immediately. New York is a place for people that have resources and for people that want to live a certain lifestyle that don't require a car. Like if I lived in New York, I wouldn't even get a car. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even own a vehicle. It just doesn't make sense. You know, the people in New York, they drive like they crazy. The taxi cabs got bumper, like they got these extra aggressive bumpers. Luxury cars be getting ran into all the time. Can't nobody drive. An incredible amount of migrants. It take you 45 minutes to get 3 miles up the street. Ain't no way in the world that I will raise a child in New York or Las Vegas or any other big major city that got over 2 to 3 million people in it. That don't even make sense. I wouldn't, like my daughter, if I go somewhere, like let's say, for example, you know, we go to visit a place or whatever like that. She never wants to go to like a touristy area or a major city because she like, ain't nothing for me down there. You know, if it ain't the wintertime, why would I go to Miami with you, Dad? If it's not, you know, I don't ever want to go to Vegas. Why would I want to go to Vegas? Ain't nothing for me there. I'm a kid. I'm 17 years old. I'm like, yep, that makes sense. Like these are no places to raise children, no place to raise children. I don't know why anybody would move there with small kids. It just don't make sense to me. All you're doing is, it seems like you're just making yourself poor.
This morning, here's what other residents had to say.
I woke up, I heard a boom, and I woke up, and I felt everything shaking. My wife was like, yo, what was that?
New York is just like, it's the same thing out there in California to an extent. New York is the epitome of no middle class, in my opinion. Like either you got a whole lot of money or you don't have no money at all and you're just trying to figure it out on a day-to-day basis. So you just hustling. Don't get injured because then you ain't going to be able to work for a month and then you're going to get thrown out of your apartment. Everything is super cramped unless you got money. And so the thing that you want to do is you want to focus on location. Even the hotel rooms. New York has the smallest hotel rooms of any group of hotel rooms that I've ever went into in the United States of America. New York has the smallest hotel rooms unless you are getting a bigger suite. And then at that point, you know, you're going to spend a gajillion dollars. And then it's too many people that got money in New York. So, you know, the average guy walking down the street with some fashion wearing a crop top, he got $50 million in his net worth. You know, or he's some crypto king or some crap like that. There's too many people that got money in New York. So, you know, you're never going to be the big fish. It's if you're going to New York, you're really just enjoying the culture, but the culture is getting removed. It's getting taken away because of all of these liberal social policies. And so ain't no more culture in New York. It's going away. You know, you can go walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. If you go over to Tribeca, everybody is taking pictures on their cell phones. If you go over to the Bronx, it's poor as hell. You know, You can't really catch a flight in there because everything is going to be delayed, especially if you're flying to Newark because you're trying to get it at a cheaper price. It's just it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? New York is not the same as it was in the early 2000s and even the late 90s.
I'm like, I don't know. We look out the window, we see everything just lit up. Everybody out here.
No, we just heard the boom like a bomb, like something just.
Look, everybody look like that. Everybody look like that. Half the people speak English, half the people don't.
So I asked what happened, and
Overregulated.
I heard the second time. Then we start taking the steps, and people start screaming, and we ran downstairs. So thank God my kids wasn't there. They went to school, and thank God we're here, and we can go back inside.
But the smell of gas was bad. And then my kids called me, told me, Mommy, you gotta come out of the building. You gotta come out of the building. So that's when I started coming down the stairs. But my doggies are there. I'm so worried about them.
What floor were you on?
On the 11th floor.
11th floor. And you could smell gas before?
Yes, around midnight. The smell of gas started around midnight.
I was getting my son dressed for school.
Nobody is normal in New York. Not a soul. Not a soul. Not one person is walking around without something crazy about them. Some crazy Dominican, some Muslim, some black man with dreads or something like that. Not one person you see from New York is just a regular everyday person. Everybody in New York got an angle, got a weirdness to them. There's something wrong with them. Everybody is crazy.
And out of nowhere, my AC fell out my window, and I looked out the window, and it was like all a whole bunch of smoke and bricks falling off
Just saying,
from the top to the
Real
floor,
talk.
to the down.
Did you feel like the apartment was gonna?
Yeah, I felt the vibration. When I felt like the vibration and I heard the boom, I knew something would happen. Like I was like, okay, this is not normal.
And how'd you get out? You went down the stairs?
Yeah, I grabbed my son and I ran down the steps. It wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy because carrying a baby with a spinal injury is definitely not easy going down
Look at how these
11
crazy
flights of
people,
steps.
bro. They all crazy.
And again, this is a 17-story building. Folks made it down the stairs, harrowing accounts. But again, the miraculous thing here, no reported injuries. Of course, we're expecting more from a news conference in a bit, as the mayor is set to arrive and other elected officials as well. Again, investigators have been going in and out of this community center where some of the residents have gone to. Others are kind of milling about, processing what's happening. Others concerned about their pets that might still be inside the apartment. But again, the overriding sense of relief here is that miraculously no reports of any injuries at this point. The question now becomes how long will these folks be out of their apartments as the stability of the building is investigated and all that.
Oh, no, y'all all crazy. Absolutely. Everybody in New York is crazy. Listen, I love New York. I love New York. Whenever I want to get out and get a little bit of crazy, I head to NYC. That's a fact. We always have lit meetups in NYC. Shout out to everybody in NYC. But listen, it don't even matter because y'all about to be looking dumb as hell over in New York, to be honest with you. If you just really want to get the facts, like y'all about to be looking dumb as hell in New York. When y'all get this mayor, and yes, y'all gonna get this mayor, the collapse of New York is going to be epic. The collapse in New York, they are literally going to be removing money from police officers when y'all have tens of thousands of gang members, and they're going to be giving it to community organizers. If you remember New York with the good old days, with the culture, playing chess in the park, not too many liberals, Wall Street, all of that type of stuff. If you understand the culture of New York, Timbs and all of that. Now, y'all don't even wear Timbs like that no more. Timbs and Wallabies. Y'all look like, I'm going to tell you what the thugs look like in New York now. The thugs in New York look like Jaden Smith. The thugs in New York look like Jaden Smith, bro. Real talk. They all look like hipsters. I'm like, what kind of thugs is these? What kind of rappers is these? It's just not the same, bro. It's not the same. And so I'm thankful to have come up at a time where I've been able to experience New York a little bit differently. Leah, don't go nowhere. Come on, stick around. I've been able to experience New York a little bit differently. And New York is so weak. Let me tell you how weak New York is. Because for some reason, people think that Anton only talks about black women or some crap like that. Every day, y'all see me, and I tell y'all what my real thoughts are every single day. Bro, you know how weak New York is? New York don't even have a culture no more. Everybody in New York, including the artists and the rappers, want to be like everywhere else. New York ain't been the same since Snoop came in and kicked down the buildings, and that's 100% fact, bro. Since the dog pound was like New York, and the city ain't been the same since Snoop came and crushed the buildings. It's a fact. Jay don't live there no more. Cowboy Carter, they up out of there. Nas, he don't hang there unless he want to go and put on his QB chain. You know, Fat Joe, he moved down to Miami. Jada Kiss, he looking to probably go and join Fat Joe down there in Miami. Y'all still got Styles, because Styles got some juice bars up in there. Chic Luciano, 50, he out of there. He ain't even hanging in New York. Yayo, he don't believe in going to New York. Y'all ain't got nobody left. I heard Russell Simmons was walking around. He about to head back to Bali, though. I'm telling you, ain't nobody. New York wanted to be like Atlanta so bad that they lost their culture and they gave it over to the hipsters. I'm not breaking your heart. Y'all breaking my heart. Y'all broke my heart a long time ago. I said, what kind of New York is this? What they doing over here? What they doing over here? You know what I'm saying? First thing I did when I landed in New York, I said, take me to Sunset Park. I seen a bunch of containers. I said, what is this, the container store? I was trying to go to Sunset Park to see where see where they was hooping at. Y'all remember that movie Sunset Park? Y'all remember Sunset Park? Don't nobody live in New York no more. Everybody to move. Joe Budden. I think Joe Budden, he might still be in Jersey or something like that. But other than that, everybody, Ish and them. Mark Lamont, he hang out over there, whatever they got going on. But New York, it just ain't the same, bro. It's not the same, man. It's not the same. Y'all lost. Y'all losing yourselves in 15 years. 15 years, you won't even remember what New York is. Y'all got the Krispy Kreme donut factory. Don't nobody really be talking about Justin's. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff, bro. Aaliyah, stick around. You're not authorized to leave. You're not authorized to leave yet. You have to go ahead and stick around. Don't worry about it. We'll go to the next thing. We'll go over to Chicago. How about that? Chicago was always a good time. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats. I'm sorry about New York. We'll get there. All the city-owned buildings are falling apart. And you're talking about Nafisa Collier on the WNBA. Yeah, I seen her talking. All right, I'll get to that in a minute. I get to that. I'm letting y'all kind of dictate how the show go. Joining the Bag Chasers today. Somebody put my email inside of the chat for Reese. Somebody put my email in the chat for Reese. Big, shout out to Big, said that's the projects. All of New York is the projects. You know what I'm saying? Headed to the gym, AD. I like that, Lex. I like that. Keep it tight. I like the girls pretty. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Lex might get an invite to Detroit soon. You know what I'm saying? I need to see what's happening out here in these streets. We'll figure it out. Resurrected Simp Enforcer says, Anton, do you think a couple could rekindle after a divorce if the wife had a post-divorce child by a guy? But y'all both know being a family makes sense for our kids. Would I be a fool playing stepdad to a family I created? Yes, you would be a fool. Yes, you would. I'm going to tell you straight up like this, big dog. Listen, Simp Enforcer. If y'all got divorced and she went and had another kid, and now she trying to bring that kid back to you let her go. You got to let her go, bro. That's not your family no more. That's not your chick. That's somebody else's chick. Listen, bro. Listen. She pair bonded with somebody else. She probably was cheating on you before she even left. Because how could she have a baby on you? How's she going to have a baby and then come back? You can't have a baby and come back. See, if you would have just went and then, hey, listen, let's get our family back together. Because I'm a huge advocate for putting families back together, but you can't go back. It's over, bro. That's his chick. That's his girl. All right. I see y'all not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it, bro. A lot of guys stay for the kids. For a woman that didn't have kids outside of y'all. You break up with her. She goes and be with another guy, right? Do you know what he did to her? Let me paint the picture for you. For whatever reason, I'm really good at painting pictures. So I'm going to give it to you raw. He hugged her. And then he kissed her. And she didn't have no respect for you to even wear a rubber with another guy that she didn't even get married to. She gave another guy a kid, which means that he put his turtle inside of her shell. And when he finished, he left his turtle inside of her shell. And as that Philly shell was filled with caviar, because this is the Millionaire Morning Show, so I'm trying to be as PG-13 as possible. As that Philly shell was filled with caviar, didn't even get her a towel. It's a strong possibility that he probably spit in her mouth too. I'm just being honest with you. Probably spit in her mouth. Rubbed it on her back. You want to lay next to a chick that had another guy laying on her back? Big husky guy laying on her back. She laying on his chest. He kissed her. She kissed him. Spit on her. All of that stuff. That's what you want? And then every time you see that little son of his running around, you got to be reminded of what he did to her. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not trying to be crazy. I'm not trying to be vulgar. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm trying to be realistic to help you to understand what happens when she was with somebody else. Put her face in the couch. That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did. I can't even go into all of the detail because it's the Millionaire Morning Show and it's only Wednesday. If this was Friday or Saturday, I would be a little bit more graphic, but I can't even go into it. You don't want that, bro. That's not your chick. That's not your chick. That's everybody's. Lady Candy, it's just the truth. It's the truth. That's not his. That's somebody else's. No, the daycare workers is cool. I didn't say nothing crazy. They don't know what caviar is. They ain't never tasted. They don't know what turtles and turtle shells and all of that stuff. They don't know. They don't know. We good. Leave me on the TV, lunchroom. Everything is good, bro. Y'all better stop asking questions that y'all don't want the answers to. You don't really want to know what he did to her when you get her back. Is this crazy, dog? It's crazy, crazy disrespectful. If I was on the Anton Daniels channel, I would say it differently. It's insane. It's insane. And they love being disrespected. They ask for, disrespect me. Like, whoa. Wow. Let her be for the streets, bro. That's somebody else's chick. Go ahead and move on. Get your own family. Be with your own people. And stop trying to save things that didn't want to be saved in the first place. It's a reason why y'all got divorced. Stop trying to bring her back, bro. And I love you. And the reason why I love you is that I'm telling you the truth. Jamil, you said, wait, what's happening? Jesus. Let me stop. Anyways, Goddess, am I lying or no? They love to be disrespected. You disrespectful. What people do inside of their bedroom is crazy. Crazy. I know, because I be looking to be, man, listen, bruh. Anyways, make sure you see you in the gym, bro. See you in the gym. All right. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's head over to the Chi-Town. So this is what's happening in Chicago right now, y'all.
Outside prompts demonstrators to take to the streets downtown as the ICE presence in Chicago intensifies. Thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Schneider.
I'm Dawn Hasbrook. Also new today, we are hearing from the Broadview mayor for the first time. Casey Cronus is live downtown with the latest. Casey.
And Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson says residents who live near that facility do not deserve to deal with constant chemicals in the air. It's one of several frustrations voiced by protesters who marched downtown today. One day after Governor J.B. Pritzker announced military troops could be coming to Chicago at the request of the Department of Homeland Security, hundreds of demonstrators rallied near Michigan and Wacker to protest that possibility.
Our communities do not need to be occupied. They need to be respected.
Less than 3 hours before the protest started near Trump Tower, U.S. Border Patrol's Gregory Bovino shared this video on social media. It was filmed last week in virtually the same spot when Border Patrol agents were seen cruising along the Chicago River.
ICE has to stop putting our residents, our police officers, our firefighters, and American citizens in harm's way.
Earlier in the day, Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson spoke out publicly against ICE's deployment of tear gas, pepper balls, and rubber bullets on crowds at the ICE processing facility in her village.
The gas cloud generally irritates people within 200 to 700 feet.
In response to Mayor Thompson's letter to the DHS last week, demanding that the department stops, quote, making war on the community, Todd Lyons, the acting director of ICE, responded, writing that rioters are continuing to obstruct law enforcement operations at the facility, claiming that demonstrators are putting the lives of ICE agents in danger, adding that ICE has repeatedly requested help from Broadview police to disperse crowds.
We are experiencing an immediate public safety crisis. Currently, the Broadview Police Department has launched 3 separate criminal investigations into ICE activities since the Midway Blitz began in the Chicago area.
Broadview Police Chief Thomas Mills, a 37-year law enforcement veteran, says it was a first for him when recently, he tells us, he was verbally assaulted by an ICE agent.
I've worked with a lot of federal agencies on criminal investigations.
Did he say he was verbally assaulted? That shouldn't even be, that's like an oxymoron.
That has never happened.
Officials are renewing their demand for the fence installed on Beach Street to come down.
This construction was done without a permit, and it's on a street under the jurisdiction of the Village of Broadview. The federal government is not above our local laws.
So what they basically are saying is they're launching an investigation into nothing, because I don't know if they're familiar, but it's nothing that they can do about it. I'm surprised that people are still protesting. I'm very surprised that people are out here really inciting a riot and getting mad at what's going on, because what's happening is going to happen. And I am also surprised at the fact that they haven't gotten wise to what's happening and that they okay with people illegally living inside of their neighborhoods.
Well, federal agents went into homes in the South Shore area last night carrying out immigration enforcement. Border Patrol officials confirming they were looking for Venezuelan gang members.
They said that they arrested more than a dozen people. Fox 32's Joni Lum has more. A Chicago FBI official confirms the raid in South Shore was part of targeted immigration enforcement, and multiple law enforcement agencies were involved. Neighbors say they were awakened by loud noises in the middle of the night and saw that federal agents dressed in military-style uniforms had surrounded the building at 75th and South Shore Drive. Hundreds of agents were on the scene. A Border Patrol official told Fox News they were seeking 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan criminal organization. The official said the building had been overtaken by criminal undocumented immigrants. One neighbor who did not want to be identified said he saw people being taken out of the building.
I have a lot of mixed emotions about this.
Look, see, do you see this nice, safe black man that's nosy, that's able to walk? It was also a sassy person that was walking
organization.
Up. Whoever this little sassy person
members
is.
Members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan.
See that little sassy? That's not a biologically born woman. It's not. It's not a biologically born woman. It's not. And so they got their phones up and they're recording. And guess what?
Venezuelan criminal organization. The official said the building had been overtaken by criminal undocumented immigrants. One neighbor who did not want
see that
to be identified.
See how they just able to walk by and nobody is stopping them and all of this stuff. You're safe. You're safe. If you are a citizen inside of the United States of America, you are safe. You're not going to have any problems. You're not going to have any kind of pushback, no commotion, no issues. Nobody is going to stop you. You are safe. See that? Walking by, hey, officers, what's going on, guys? Hey, good job. You're safe. You don't have any kind of problem whatsoever.
Said he saw people being taken out of the building.
I have a lot of mixed emotions about this. You know, I've just moved over here about a year ago. And just seeing it happen in person, it's kind of sad. You hear people screaming, you hear loud bangs and pops, you hear, you see, children outside standing, I don't know if with their parents or not. I mean, it's a little scary,
More than
you know what's so funny about that? Want me to tell you what's hypocritical about that? We used to see raid vans all the time. All the time. The raid van would come in, snatching up people that are doing the worst in the community. And nobody complained. Nobody batted an eye. Nobody felt sorry for them. Everybody was like, yep, that's what y'all get. Y'all keep on selling crack. You keep on moving weight. You keep on selling illegal drugs in the community. Thank you. Good job, officers. They used to actually salute the law enforcement officers that went in and cleaned up the community. Nobody ever said anything about an American citizen getting arrested that was doing something that they wasn't supposed to do. They wasn't broken up. They wasn't doing interviews. They didn't say how sad that they were. They wasn't on the news talking about it. All of a sudden, everybody is cosplaying how sad they are that gang members that aren't paying rent, squatting inside of the neighborhoods, is getting arrested and sent back to the country that they came from because they wasn't doing what they supposed to do. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Y'all feel more sorry for people that's not even from here than the people that y'all see every single day in the neighborhood getting arrested. Every day. You never tripped. Never even thought about it. Sirens was going off every day. It was just a normal thing. If you didn't hear a siren, you couldn't even go to sleep because you needed to hear a siren. It was just cool for people to get arrested, for the pull-up boys, for the jack boys, for the criminals, for the organizations, all of this stuff. It's just cool. Not a big deal whatsoever. Now, all of a sudden, Trump sends in troops to actually arrest people that's not supposed to be there, that can't even speak English, and you feel sorry for them. Y'all so fake. So fake. Fake apologists. Fake everything. You so fake. You You ain't got no love for nobody. All of a sudden, you so concerned. Get out of here, bro. Stop it.
More than a dozen people were taken into custody and are being processed at the Broadview ICE facility, according to authorities. Joni Lum, Fox 32, Chicago.
Illinois House Republicans are addressing the Department of Homeland Security's request to send troops here.
During a meeting today, they said the governor's opposition to the National Guard is hypocritical.
So what I was saying was keep in mind that Pritzker has had the National Guard on standby during last year's Democratic National Convention in Chicago to protect Democrat bigwigs, but he opposes calling in the National Guard to protect Chicagoans now. That's
after they get all of these illegal migrants out of here, because I know it's going to take some time. I know that it's going to take some years for them to really put a huge dent in it. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see them utilize the same task force and to reorganize to have and bust up gangs. I would like for this to be the blueprint for how they go and shut down and arrest gangs that are terrorizing the neighborhoods that y'all think so highly of. I would like for them to just continue to roll us on over into the gang task force. We used to call them Gang Squad in Detroit. Gang Squad in Detroit was over there head bussing. I would like to actually see them use this same thing in gang-filled communities. I think that they should bring in a National Guard and troops, and they should be cracking heads and making sure that these people that are associated with gangs, and if you don't want your kid in a gang, you better keep them in the house. I think we should have did this a long time ago, not just for illegal migrants, but for people that cause problems inside of the community. Task force. Anybody with a teardrop on their eyes, arrested. Anybody with a blood, with all of this, arrested. Shut it all down. Shut everything down. Just rid every single scourge inside of the United States of America. If you profess yourself to be a white Klansman, arrested. Latino gangs, arrested. Hey, Holmes, I got to go to prison, Holmes. Arrested. Everybody got to get arrested. Everybody getting arrested. I'm putting cases on all y'all. I'm going to have y'all playing basketball in Pelican Bay. Huh? You think you could do this to me? Uh-huh. Okay, Hoyt. Okay. I think everybody should be playing basketball in Pelican Bay. You think you can do this to me? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get that money, and I'm going to get that gun. There's nothing you're going to do about it. All right? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. You know? Shoe program. 23-hour lockdown. You know what the gas chambers smell like? Pine oil. Pine oil. Gas chamber smells like pine oil. You know? I don't know how Alonzo knew that, but the gas chamber definitely smelled like pine oil. All right. And let me read a couple of super chats. Hold on, I got you. Resurrected Simp Enforcer, I need you to go ahead and man up, bro. Let's go ahead and let it go. Lex says, AD, regardless of what you say about Chicago, I want to take you to some spots to feed. What? You know, I like being fed. I like being. Hey, listen, y'all better stop telling me all of the right things, because y'all gonna have me in Chicago getting set up. Y'all gonna have me in Chicago getting set up. You know what I'm saying? Latrell in the building says Sunset Park. What time is it? It's time to get live. Time to represent. Y'all know nothing about that movie. Shout out to Latrell. Oh, my baby. My baby. What's up, Molly? I'm just surrounded by so many beautiful souls and so many beautiful people. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Nichelle says, do people use PTO to protest? Are they calling in sick? I just don't understand how you justify not showing up to the job that pays your bills for the cause that doesn't make you any money. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Lex says, AD, the man who let them live there years ago made $4.2 million because they were giving owners $9,200 per migrant if they let them stay. Yeah, they made a killing. They made a killing. It's the first of the month. Molly says, pay your rent, hit the like button, and join the Patreon. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. You see how women is advocating for you? It is. The best day to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. Make sure you hit that Teach Stanley. 40%. Thank you, Molly. 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. Run it up. Run it up. Y'all ready to get into the show? I don't want to go away from Chicago just yet because Brandon Johnson said, listen, guys, him and JB Pritzker did a press conference, which I'm so confused. I don't understand press conferences. I don't understand protests, and I don't understand press conferences. And what I don't understand about these events, what I don't understand is, what do they solve? When y'all do press conferences or y'all do protests, what exactly does it solve? They protested in Los Angeles. Didn't mean anything. They protested at George Floyd's situation. Didn't do anything. They protested illegal migrants or to leave illegal migrants. And you know what the worst thing about Chicago? Let me tell you the worst thing about Chicago. Chicago is so bad because Chicago was supposed to be about not necessarily caring about taking in a bunch of illegal migrants anyway. And so what Chicago did was they seen a bag. They seen an opportunity. And so the only reason why Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, New York, and Houston all banded together and said, hey guys, we're the sanctuary cities of the Americas. The only reason that they did it is because they wanted to get money from the federal government. They wanted to play along with Biden just in case he won or Kamala Harris won so they can continue to get the money train. They wanted that community organization money so that they can continue to finesse. And they wanted to just continue to stay in power. And so they thought that they were playing the game. That's the only reason that these people became the sanctuary cities of Americas. And they was taking in hordes and migrants. And they was putting together the programs in order to try to fund it. And all of these people got a lot of money. And so the money was just flowing all around, right? And nobody tripped. Everybody had a good time. Everybody got that COVID money. Everybody got that pandemic money. COVID, pandemic spending, all of that stuff. Yep, Houston was a part of not this current Houston. See, you didn't know that, did you? Lynette Cabins, yes, Houston was a part of the sanctuary city Captain Americas, but the only reason that the Houston mayor didn't get any visibility is because the Houston mayor had already got voted out, and y'all got a new mayor because the Houston mayor got ensnared with all of those different scandals, including the water department down in Houston. Azriel says, Anton, correction, Houston isn't a sanctuary city. Governor Abbott banned them and the whole state years ago. Mayor Turner signing that was strictly a performance. Listen, I go by the signatures. Azriel, listen, we can say whatever we want to say. I seen the Houston mayor in Washington, D.C. when Biden was the president of the United States of America, and they were all united together to band together to make sure that they sought their alliance. And y'all keep forgetting that Houston is a liberal city. Houston is blue. Texas is red. Houston is blue. Texas is red. Houston is blue. Houston signed that paperwork just like everybody else. Houston signed the papers like everybody else. This is Brandon Johnson right after J.B. Pritzker. And J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson don't even like each other. J.B. Pritzker just hit up Brandon Johnson and said, no, I'm not giving you no money towards your schools. Deal with it. Brandon Johnson just was asking, he said, JB, now you know that you owe us $1 billion, right? No, $1 billion, not $1 million, $1 billion. And our kids are suffering. Now, I know that I should have allocated that money, the illegal migrant money. I know I should have allocated that towards the schools. However, we're in dire times here in Chicago. So if you can send us $800 million, that would be helpful. J.B. Pritzker says, nope, F you. No, I'm not sending a dime. I'm not sending you 1 red cent. And they hate each other so much, but somehow, some way, they always coming together to do a press conference against Trump.
All of the elected leaders here, the community business and faith.
The community businesses, all of my elected leaders here, the community businesses, I've spoken to you, and I want you to know that we're here for you. We're here for you. We know that the taco vendors and come on, man. There's nobody, not one person that I hate more as a mayor, not as a person, but as a mayor. There's nobody that I despise more than Brandon Johnson right now. He really believes he's Martin Luther King.
Leaders that are joining us today. Many Chicagoans were shocked and appalled to see videos of heavily armed, masked federal agents in our streets yesterday. The reality is,
make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month.
This stunt has nothing to do with public safety. This is about politics, money, and power. The president is using his militarized force the exact way he intended to advance his political goals. He wants to militarize our cities, whether that's through ICE or through the National Guard or the United States Army or Armed Forces. He wants to provoke conflict so that he can use this as a pretext to send even more federal agents into our city. What we saw yesterday was an absolute disgrace. Families, visitors, everyday Chicagoans were out enjoying our city, and they were met with dozens of heavily armed federal agents aiming to strike fear in our communities. They targeted street vendors and construction workers.
Yeah, they were at they were targeting street vendors and construction workers.
Just trying to make an honest living. They made a little girl act as a translator.
They literally hated Texas because Texas was standing up against illegal migrants coming into the country. Now, all of a sudden, they're the advocates for illegal migrants inside of Chicago. Y'all don't even get this type of support as citizens in Chicago. They fighting so hard for everybody. They are fighting relentlessly for people that don't have or add any value to the city whatsoever. They want to turn these people into voters and into citizens so bad. Do y'all know that they was working towards getting housing for illegal migrants? That they were working with the churches to build housing so that illegal migrants can own property inside of Chicago, and that don't bother y'all? Some of y'all don't even own your own property. And it was people that came over here to buy a house. Because I remember, and I did a whole video and a live stream on it. Let me see if I can find it.
As they took her family into custody. These are heartbreaking scenes that have nothing to do with making our city safer. My question to these masked, heavily armed individuals is simple. What could you possibly need an automatic weapon for? The only plausible explanation is that their aim is not to carry out their duties, but instead strike fear in our communities. If you are following the law, if you are in accordance with the Constitution, if you have a criminal warrant, then there is no reason to cover your face. This comes on the heels of the revolution.
This was a year ago, right before Trump got into office.
It was a homecoming they had only dreamed of until today. Today, the Gomez
Venezuelan migrants move into new home in Chicago. They were about to take over your neighborhoods. I remember this video. I literally had it saved because I knew one day I was going to come back to it.
Gomez family officially welcomed friends to their new home in North Austin. Gabriel Gomez tells us it's his dream. This is what he wanted for his children. It is the first home for this family of four, and it is the first time they have lived in anything bigger than one bedroom for 8 years. Euvele Rengel says they are.
Don't even speak English. Already were homeowners. And y'all were sitting there talking about it's the Republicans' fault. I just want to remind you of what was happening in the Chicago area.
Very happy, and this is an important step for their family. Originally from Venezuela, they worked and worked in food service as an auto mechanic, delivering food, factory work. When they first arrived in Chicago in 2022 as new arrivals,
they just got to Chicago in 2022 and crawled over the border, caught a bus up to Chicago, and they was owning a new home with wood floors, flat screen TVs, multiple bedrooms, and an all brick house. And they were doing ribbon cuttings. And this was happening all over. All over. How do you buy a home and you don't even speak English in the United States of America? You just got here in 2022. Some of y'all sitting here still making videos on TikTok talking about the rent too high. They homeowners, boy. Just got here in 2022. Can't even speak English and they homeowners. I'm going to just remind you as Brandon Johnson does the speech. We're going to go back to Brandon Johnson. But I want to remind you of exactly what was happening because I know a lot of y'all got short memories. But I remember how dusty you were. I remember. Because I remember y'all whining and y'all got short memories. But I remember you whining. You said, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, inflation is so high. And oh my God, there are migrants everywhere and they're sleeping inside of the airports. They wouldn't even let you fly, but it was migrants sleeping in the airport. They were in the Boston airport. They were in the Chicago airport. They were everywhere. They were everywhere. I remember Chicago was overran so much that the police department, they were sleeping on the precinct floors in the police department. I'm not going to ever let you forget because you got a short memory. All of a sudden, Trump is orange man bad. How short of your memory? How short of your memory? But this is what was happening.
Landed at Grace and Peace Church. This home is the first of 4 distressed West Side homes the church bought, rehabbed, and sold.
We met them at the bus and they were so distressed and worked through a whole process with them. And now they're stabilizing their own home. It's awesome.
With all of their savings, programs to assist first-time homebuyers, and an individual taxpayer identification number, the Gomez family made their dreams come true. Rengel says, really now is the American dream.
Grace and Peace Church plans to sell their other rehabbed homes to other first-time homebuyers of color on the West Side, to hopefully improve the lives of their families and their communities.
They didn't say black people. They say homeowners of color. You know what of color means? Anybody but white. So you can be an illegal migrant. And this is what he meant. Brandon Johnson, the archdiocese, and the faith leaders. This is what he meant when they were trying to get these people to boost the numbers of the community and to make sure that they stay, productive citizens, so that they put them on the tax rolls and they pushed you out. They pushed you out. And so now you want to act like, oh, Anton, oh, he's just so hard on everybody. No, I'm hard on the leaders because I've seen his ascent from being a geography teacher to somehow being Martin Luther King, talking about what Trump and them is doing with the prisons and all of this stuff, and how they're using this military coup to make sure that they continue to benefit from this inside of the city of Chicago. I remember when Tom Homan first came in and he came to Chicago and he said, listen, guys, I would really want y'all to work with us. This don't have to be a division, but we need to get these violent offenders and these migrants up out of here. And so we got to take care of business, guys. And you know what they did? They spit in his face. They spit in his face and they said, you don't have any jurisdiction here. You don't have any jurisdiction here. And so they spit in his face. And now they want to act like they victims. Okay. All right. Now everybody got to go. Now we not giving you a choice. We not working with you. We not trying to figure it out. We going to make Chicago safe again. Because see, I remember when Mayor Mohawk was giving away y'all homes and working with everybody but y'all in y'all community to ensure that they had sufficient housing. Had to make sure that they have sufficient housing and that they have to have food cards, and everybody should be with food. Who, how many people know who the people are that owned all of these places, the rentals that they were renting in order to get these shelters and the beds, and they made millions of dollars, and the nursing that made tens and hundreds of millions of dollars during the migrant crisis, and all of these different companies, the staffing companies and the food services companies, and they were gouging taxpayers and taking all of y'all money, and then they was getting and building homes for these people. And now y'all want to sit here and act like y'all really support this guy, Anton, stay off Chicago. I'm the only reason half of y'all even know what's going on in your own city is because I'm bringing visibility to something you otherwise wouldn't have had no insight into. Because see, you was too busy gang banging and worrying and talking and all of this other stuff and typing hard on the internet. And while I was trying to figure out what was going on in these liberal hellholes, you was over there pretending like you was actually doing something for your community. So here we are today in 2025. And now you have ICE agents stopping and arresting squatters and Trinidad members. And now they want to complain about it. Nope. I'm going to continue to remind you because I remember, and I'm going to remind you.
Revelation that was reported on MSNBC that Tom Homan, the so-called border czar, accepted.
All right, here, let's get to the middle.
Republicans just handed $170 billion, a blank check with little to no oversight. The money that Republicans gave to ICE is more, there's more funding given to ICE in this last budget that has been allocated for police departments at state and local governments in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia combined. Let me say that again. Trump gave his personal militarized force more money than all other local and state police funding combined. And the guy they put in charge of that funding was bought for $50,000 in cash. They are lining their own pockets and the pockets of the executives of a small number of corporations. I've spoken with parents in Pilsen, Little Village, spoken to business owners on Devon Street, elders in Uptown who are too scared to take their children to school. We're losing business, and they're too afraid to even attend church because of their legal status. They're afraid of the...
Sounds like they are illegally here. Hiding is not going to help you. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Trump comes for you? Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nothing, no way. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Hey, what up? Oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, 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 oh, hey, 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 hey. Oh, I want to join somebody's band. Can I be on somebody's band? Can I be with somebody's band?
Reckless actions that they have seen. This is not being tough or patriotic. To throw a crying mother to the floor who just wanted to be reunited with her children, it's abominable. It's not law and order to body slam a 79-year-old business owner, an American citizen, for trying to produce the papers of his employees. And there's nothing brave about firing pepper bullets with chemical agents at a Chicago CBS reporter for simply showing up to do her job. Greg Bovino, who spends countless taxpayer dollars on TikTok videos of himself, was in charge of the operation in Los Angeles, where a 15-year-old kid, an American citizen with disabilities, was handcuffed and held at gunpoint by ICE. His family is now suing. Wait.
What do you mean I gotta learn the words? All right, let's figure out the words. I didn't never know the words to Bad Boys. Lyrics to Bad Boys. That's the words? That can't be the words. No way that were the words. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. No, that can't be right. Is that right? Let me pull this up. That don't even sound right. It sounds better the way that I said it. Bad boys.
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do? Every John Brown come for you. Boys, what and you had bad traits.
That is what they say.
For you, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Okay, all right. So I was wrong. I didn't hear that part. I never heard that part. All I heard was no way. I like my version better. I did not know that they had real lyrics on that part. Did y'all know that? Talking about traits and go to school and bloody rules. So y'all actually had real lyrics. Okay, all right. Okay, I thought it was something different. Well, let's get back to Brandon Johnson. He has things that he wants to say to Trump, guys.
By the time this is over, there will be hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer dollars wasted in settlements related to the excessive use of force and the unconstitutional actions of this administration. So again, let's make this very clear. This is not about public safety. This is not even about
You like my version, Goddess?
This is a continuation of the Trump administration's war on the poor.
I like my version too.
They have cut food assistance. They have cut Medicaid. They have cut violence prevention funding. They have made life harder and more dangerous for poor and working people across this country. They have declared war on poor on behalf of the ultra-rich, so they can simply funnel our tax dollars to a small handful of billionaires.
No, brother.
So we have to make sure that we continue to show our support for the people of this city and for this country. In closing, at a time when we are cutting hundreds of millions of dollars from healthcare, public health, housing, and defunding public education, manufacturing austerity. I'll say that plainly. The Trump administration is worsening poverty at the same time as declaring war on the poor. This is an untrustworthy, corrupt, and out of control administration that is doing everything in their power to foment chaos in our cities. Whether it's in Portland, Los Angeles, or Chicago, we cannot accept the militarization of our cities. We will continue to stand united as a city, as a county, as a state, and local villages to reject any attempts to militarize our cities. I want to be very clear, what we saw this Sunday is not unique. As the governor has indicated, this is happening in villages like Broadview and other places across this country. And so we have to make sure that this is not the last time we express our unified voice to ensure that we protect the interests of all people.
You know why Democrats are so weak? You know why people like Brandon Johnson is so weak? Is because they just get laughed at. It's similar to what happens in the culture. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's similar. I'm going to read y'all super chat shortly. It's similar to what happens in the culture. This is not new. This is normal. Democrats are so weak. You know what? You know what? I don't know personally. I don't know where we went wrong, where we allowed for bullying not to be a real thing anymore in the United States of America. I don't know what happened. It's like we got soft here in the United States of America. We used to be all about bullying, right? We learned from the biggest bullies, from the federal government. The federal government used to just go in places and make up stories. Hey, man, they got weapons of mass destruction in there. We got to go in there and we got to save America. Got to go in there and bomb our own buildings, and then we got to make sure that everything take their oil. We was in there for the oil. We was trying to go in there and get some oil. You know what I'm saying? And so we used to just go in and kick butt and take names, and we didn't take no for an answer. And it was the same way when it came to politics. It was the same way when it came to people that was zesty and all of that stuff. We didn't care what nobody thought. Ha, wedgie. You know what it was? I know the turning point. It was a time of 22 Jump Street. 21 Jump Street, the newer version. The one with Channing Tatum or whatever, when they used to backpack it up and they was teasing him because he drove 405 Chevy, big block, 305, 450. You know what I'm saying? And it was the time they started introducing us to Prius when everybody was trying to save on gas prices and stuff. That was it. I believe that was around the time that America started falling apart, is when we started letting Toyota and all of these other companies tell us that we needed to drive Priuses. And everybody was trying to save on gas. And I seen some of the toughest thugs. They start, wearing glasses and start going to coffee shops and stuff. And I said, what's happening to America? How is America falling like this? Why is there so many zesty people driving Priuses? And then y'all start, putting your boys in cheerleading. And we started letting the women start getting WNBA contracts and stuff like that. And I said, hey, what's going on? Why we ain't bullying no more? How come the spoils don't go to the strongest, or the spoils don't go to the ones that work the hardest, or the spoils don't go to the toughest? So everybody get a part of the spoils. So everybody get a participation trophy. Everybody deserve a job. The best jobs was reserved for the people that was best for the jobs. That's what it was. Then we started seeing a proliferation of simping. Then women started getting Me Tooing and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And they started taking over the federal government. And it was just a wave of liberalism, a wave of sassiness, just a wave of gayness everywhere. It was just a way people started driving Priuses and cars wasn't making sounds anymore. And I was like, women started being able to come into men's spaces, and men wanted to start playing in the women's makeup. I was like, when the locker room talk started being censored? When did we start censoring ourselves? And men was scared to say anything, and they was hiding in corners, and the women was monkey pounding on them. And next thing you know, women start talking about what they ain't gonna do. And I was like, what you ain't gonna do? What you talking about? I said, America got soft. Don't y'all realize that sticks and stones may break my bones, but work? Honestly, Miss Sandra, people started caring about what other people said about them on the internet. I can't believe it. They made a live stream about me. And I seen grown men and grown women crying about the fact that they were getting bullied online. I said, y'all getting bullied online? Then they got cut the computer off. What are you talking about? How you gonna get bullied on something that you voluntarily watch on some digital platform? We started letting dudes that was hanging out in their mama's basement, jacking off in their socks, having a say-so inside of the chat and stuff. And I said, when did we stop bullying? When did we start listening to these suckers out here in the streets? They start telling me. We started letting dudes think that they got something because they started going overseas and getting boxed. And then all of a sudden they was players. You was corny over there. You corny over here. I don't care nothing about. We started letting dudes do live streams where they sit here talking about buying box in other countries. When was that not corny? Just curious. I'm just going to ask the question. When did corny cornballs that were doing cornball stuff and buying box overseas become cool? When did that become a thing? When did we start letting people that drive Priuses tell us what to do? When? It's like we had lost our way. We said, we gonna let you tell me what to do when you used to give me your homework. What do you mean? Where your homework at? When we start letting you tell us what to do? How did that happen? How did it happen? It happened so fast. Then all of y'all moved down to Atlanta and you start simping. And then you start giving up your boy butt to other men. And y'all told us to normalize it. Let's normalize everybody having a good sexuality. It's good. What? When did it become cool to go to prison? When did it become cool for y'all when did Amanda Seals become cool? I'm asking genuine, honest to God questions. When did we start listening to this? How did Steve Harvey start giving us advice? Nigga, we liked Bernie Mac. We didn't like Steve Harvey. Nigga, when I remember my cousin, when she first introduced me to Bernie Mac, she said, Anton, you gotta check. It was my older cousin. She like 7, 8 years older than me. Anton, oh man. And he came on TV and I was like, this dude is straight up crazy. Well, look at his microphone here. He crazy. Then we start letting people with wigs start telling us what to do and tell women that they need to give 30, 60, 90-day probation like a job. What are you talking about? Think like a man, act like a lady. What? And y'all start watching P-Valley and what? Honest, I'm being so honest, bro. The world has changed in my lifetime dramatically. I remember men, they used to do what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it. Woman, I come home when I get home. What are you talking about? Now y'all talking about what y'all want out of emotional intelligence. I don't even care about intelligence. I'm a Neanderthal. I see, I go, I do what I want to do. When did it become cool to not be a Neanderthal? What do you mean? I'm not sitting here talking to you. Is he emotionally intelligent? Does he capture his thoughts? Did he go to therapy? We used to therapy. That was just for the people that was dumb and stupid. Therapy and room 9 was the same room. And therapy. What do you mean you going to therapy? You a man. You supposed to be angry. Tear something up. Boys climb trees and hurt themselves. What do you mean gentle parenting? Get the belt. Get the strap. Go get a switch. Therapy. Therapy? From who? You? You a hippie. What do I need you to tell me? I'm normal. I'm a man. When I wake up, my cock is hard. It touches the other side of the room. At least I feel like it do. Because it's... And then that's what we do. Oh, man. Tear up things, climb trees, play basketball, chase women, try to catch one, run and go get him, hide him, go get him, go to bed, wake up, do the same thing the next day. What do you mean emotional intelligence? You mean why do I gotta think like a lady, act like a man? Why do I gotta think like a lady, act like a man? What are you talking about, bro? I'm a grown man. This is what I do. I chase women. Now, I'm crazy. They tell me I'm crazy because I be like, oh, man, she fine and she fine. Oh, I like your skin. Oh, I got to have her. Anton, I can't believe you. What do you mean? I'm normal. You weird. What else am I supposed to like? We like fat. We like cars, sports, and women. That's all we like. That's all we supposed to like. Cars, sports, and women. In order to get those three, you go and make a lot of money. That's the goal. Cars, sports, women. I don't want to be like y'all new TikTok dancing niggas doing routines with women. I seen cheerleaders on a Portland basketball court. Y'all niggas up there. Nigga, sit down, bro. That's not what we do. We don't do TikTok. Oh my God. Oh, look how he does it. He does a spin. What you talking about? Jabot jeans, Tim's, Prada shoes, Gucci loafers if you really getting money, Coogis. Talking about, bro. Honestly, I don't know where we went wrong. What the heck is happening to men and women? When did y'all start caring about whether or not women liked you or not? You shot your shot. If she shot you down, you went and shot another shot. That's why we got multiple different basketballs. Get your rim, get your own rebound. Get your own rebound. Go spit at another one. What do you mean? What do you mean? Go get another one. Man, she dissed me. Like, when did you start remembering women's names? You know her name? Did you hit? Yeah. Okay, well, you won. High five. What you talking about? We winners. When did men start judging other men on who they busting down? Nigga, you a winner. Did you get some? Okay, you won. This is the space that I was thought was normal. I thought that this is what you do. That everybody get these jokes. Now you got to be extra sensitive with your jokes. Make sure that you say the right thing. Oh my God. No, everybody get talked about. What are you talking about? Men get talked about. Women get talked about. White get talked about. Black get talked about. I get talked about. You get talked about. When do we start censoring each other? When did censorship become cool? Honestly. When did we start listening to geography teachers? Dog, we used to throw paper at people like Brandon Johnson. Spitballs. And then play breaks in the back of the class with the pencil. If you got a Ticandera pencil, you was it. I don't even know how mama went and got them Ticandera pencils. It was written in green with the super, super yellow pencil. We played breaks and threw paper at that nigga. Now he a mayor. He a mayor. What do you mean he a mayor? And that's why we kicking y'all tails now. It's because somehow, somewhere along the line, we skipped the generation and we forgot who we are. And so while y'all out there protesting and while y'all out there having press conferences, we going to send in the troops. We going to kick butt. We going to take the babies and throw them in the trash. And we going to bust down all of the women. It just is what it is. We're going to bust down all of the women. I want Pokemon catch them all. Pokemon catch them all. I want every beautiful woman. Send them all my way. Yes, I'm toxic. Okay, cool. Anton, you toxic. I can't believe you. You talk like this online. I am. I'm sorry, nigga. When did it be cool to not be toxic? Nigga, that's what we do. We like women. You don't want them? Send them my way. What are you talking about? Let's figure out how to give me some more women. I don't care. I don't know. I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go. One day at a time. I don't even know why they gave me money. I don't even know why they gave me money. I'm sorry. You always compliment women. I don't know how to not compliment women that compliment me. Nigga, what you think? Nigga, this has been happening since I was 12 years old. I never grew out of it. I'm sorry, nigga. What is, okay, sue me. Sue me, nigga. Do something. Okay, cool. Yes, Anton have women that come in and out, whatever. I agree, nigga. Now what? Bring masculinity back, dog. Bring back the real ones, man. Bring back the real ones. Okay, so what? I like multiple women. I try not to touch on them all. I try. Because one day I want to probably run for mayor. But I don't care. I don't care about y'all sassiness. I don't care about your politically correctness. I don't care about what it is that you think. I don't care if you say that I like a bunch of... I do. I like them all. I love them all. I love them round, short, tall, climb that tree, light skin, dark skin, all of them. Now, I can't help myself. All right, I admit it. You won. I got it. You won. You won. I do. I like them all. I love fast cars. I love good hoes. And I love women that bring money. I like women that, I love them all. Dog. Put a woman right there. We gonna get that money and we gonna go. Y'all, listen. Drop your nut sacks. All right. For every guy that's watching this right now, drop your nut sacks, bro. Stop trying to blend in with these people and understand that you are what you are. You was made to be a man. You born a man. We try to civilize ourselves so that we don't completely destroy the whole world. But we are men, bro. We don't sit there and whine and complain and try to be like everybody else and all of this stuff. You keep dividing yourself, black versus white, man. We used to rock with them all. I love you too. I love you too. We love them all. Politically correct. What? But bring back bullying. Bring back bullying. I think that bullying make bullying great again, bro. That's why your kids are so soft. Kids are soft as hell. Always want to do a girl sport. When did your kid want to be a cheerleader? Bring back some good old gladiator sport. Gladiator sport. Bring back CTE. Make CTE great again. I like my Neanderthals. I want to see them beat each other up. And we got football has even been censored. Now at the kickoff, you can't even run unless they catch the ball first. You just got to wait. You got to wait till they catch the ball. Like, nigga, what? A tackle. Get them. Football is censored now. Got Bad Bunny doing a interview. Okay. All right. Well, I just don't care. Listen. I done already got close to my million now. I done already got 1 million subscribers. I'm practically there. So whatever you was gonna say, where we at? Let me look at where we at right now. How many subscribers we at? Subscriber count. Subscriber update. Let's do a subscriber update, and then we're gonna go to the next part of the show. All right, there we are. Okay, so we about 14,000 subscribers away. We 14,000 away. Last 28 days, we did 78 million views, 2.9 million watch hours. 119,000 new subscribers, and we bringing back masculinity and bullying. We up. They so mad. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I unsubscribed from them. That's nice. Go and suck a fat one. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. It doesn't change anything. You should have just hopped on board and rolled with me anyway and just acted like you like me until you figured out why you like me, because I was going to win anyway. The ghost of Kevin Samuels is right here. I was going to get there anyway. And next year, I'm going to do 2 million. And the year after that, I'm going to do 4 million. And the year after that, I'm going to do 6 million. I am going to be one of the biggest black content creators that you have ever seen in your entire life. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Because I don't care. And people are yearning. They want women want masculine men back. And men want to get back to masculinity. They're urging for it. It is in our nature. We have been suppressing ourselves for too long. And we back. We're back. Masculinity is in. Ladies, we back. Fellas, let's get it. Let's run up a bag. Let's buy fast cars. Let's do all of the good things that our grandfathers taught us to do. The fathers was bad. This previous generation, that was simps. We're going to take it back to the 50s and the 60s where it was real toxic and we smoked cigarettes on a plane. Toxic masculinity is back. You know what I'm saying, Audrey? We back. We back, baby. All right, let's read some of these super chats and then we're going to get to the next part of the show. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I feel incredible. I feel so good. Let's rock. What's up, Rashida? Rashida says, agree with Lex. We do have the best food. I'm coming to see that food. I want to see the food. I run this here. You just live here, says Chris. Roe Venture says, my wife works for doctors who take off or charge their programs all to attend the Jesus Christ. This is so dumb. That's crazy, Ro. Dark Spartacus says, do you have an introduction video on what joining the Patreon and the Bag Chasers would do for me? Nope. You're just going to have to wing it. You just going to have to wing it. You're going to have to wing it, big dog. Pay your $15 like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I got one of the biggest Patreons, so that should tell you that in itself. Malachi says, 23-year-old Illinois resident Darian Bailey, 2000. Yeah, Lex was telling me about that. Clevion Hill says, join the Bag Chasers, excited with my new family. Doing a live stream tomorrow. King, what up, King? Says, just became a Bag Chaser, time to get the dust off. Thanks, bro. Without question says, I know this is random, but have you ever considered different colors? Yeah, I got the blue ones. I got the pink ones. I asked the people, they like black. You know what I'm saying? They like the black one. They want me to put the blazer on with the black. We'll figure it out. I try something new tomorrow. Like the black or navy blue shirt. Okay, I'll switch it up for y'all. I got you without question. Phil Knight says, Tricolor, a car dealership, went bankrupt from giving car loans to migrants. So much fraud. Vito Royale says, the Bag Chasers has been my best investment year to date. Well, there you go. There's your answer. There's a video. There's a testimonial. Cynthia Haynes says, 80, I love you, and our borders are. Yeah, shout out to Tom Holman. Mr. St. James says, the black community will believe anything the Democrats tell them. Yes, master behavior mentality. Deacon Weezo says, tell me he didn't say church. Yes, he did. The church was helping him buy him. Yes, he did. Jason Statham says, AD think the focus on Latin American illegals who are known to assimilate mostly should be shifted onto the Islamic illegals who obviously are not looking to assimilate, i.e. Dearborn. Thanks. I think they all need to go. If you're illegal, you got to go. I don't care where you're from. Latoya, what up? Latoya says, hey, D, I found a way to convince my husband. I'm a Bag Chaser now. I didn't like how you disrespected my city and why. Listen, Mom Donnie and them is disrespecting your city, not me. Jay Hunter Lee says Martin Lawrence never knew the words. They didn't say anything to him. Facts. Deacon Weasel says, what would Dr. Umar Johnson say about your singing? I don't know. Is Dr. Umar Johnson still a thing? Is he still making videos? When he hit rock bottom, we assign him to a contract. Malachi says, I drive a Toyota Corolla hybrid. Does that count? Gay. Kelsey Clark says the government has spoiled our people for so long, whereas Black Wall Street seems like a myth or a folktale. Ain't no Black Wall Street. It's just Wall Street. There's plenty of black people getting money on Wall Street. Deacon Weasel says, I blame Cardi B music for our downfall. Nope, I blame people that's listening to Cardi B. Napoleon says, AD, what are your thoughts on filing bankruptcy? I think it's fine. I don't see no problem with it. If you got a girlfriend, just leverage her credit in order to continue to live the life that you want to live. Go get a girl with good credit and then file bankruptcy. And then stay with her. Y'all want the truth or y'all want me to pretend like I'm going to just give y'all some wild things? Go get a girl, especially if you make under a certain threshold, because they will discharge it without putting you on a payment plan, an income-based repayment plan to pay off your debts. Go get you a girl that got good credit, lock in with her, and get that discharge. Now remember, it doesn't discharge student loans and it doesn't discharge IRS debt. All right. Go get you a chick, lock in with her, make sure she got good credit, make some different decisions and run it up. Don't marry her yet. Don't marry her. File for bankruptcy and then lock in and maybe marry her afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want the real truth. Y'all want me to lie to you? Okay, I'll tell you something different later on today. Let me continue to read these super chats. What up, 2K? Anton out here treating women like Pokemon. Well, what else are we supposed to do? What else are we supposed to do? What else are we supposed to do, 2K? Bring back facts. The only true way, facts. 2K says, let me go tell my wife, y'all pray for me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell her I said it. Captain Caveman. Yeah. What up, Smarty McFly? Mr. TKO says, what's good, Time Dog? I'm becoming a bag chaser as we speak. 20K in disposable income. 20K in disposable income per month. Put me in the coaching. I got you, bro. Send me an email, bro. I got you. I'm starting it. I'm starting coaching calls back this month. Call me Mr. Bibb says, I just tell her to put her dress back on. All problems solved, be a man. Facts. Mr. Lot says, shout out to the good 304. Shout out to him. Run it up, AD says the great way. Rage King Leo says, just wanted to say hi, AD. What up, though, Rage King Leo? Chase Barnes in the building says, happy Wednesday, AD and peeps. That is why AD got the Darth Anton channel. Make masculinity awesome again. I'm back vlogging too, y'all. New month back vlogging. Just Dr. Umar just had a rant. We don't really care about what he say no more. Did you go over Pete Hegseth's speech bringing back old school military life and how it got soft? We can cover it tomorrow. I didn't have it planned for today, but I did see it pop up. I didn't know if that was something y'all wanted to talk about. All right, kicking it with a chef. Let's get it. Let's get it. What's next? What we talking about next? Let's go over to, y'all want to go to Memphis? See what the current state of Memphis is? Let's get with Memphis, and then we're going to go over to the money right after that. So Memphis, I believe, is it Memphis? Yeah, Memphis. This is the current state because they now starting to do the crackdown of what they did in the D.C. They doing it in Memphis now too.
In Memphis right now, last night was the first night of our operation, making Memphis safe again, Maria. It's exactly what we did in D.C. We're using the same blueprint. Secretary Hegseth and I are going to be out there this week with our people in Memphis.
Yeah, the Memphis Safe Task Force has arrived, and new this morning, Fox 13 can confirm that federal agents are hitting the streets and making arrests. Fox 13's Sheila O'Connor joining us live from Whitehaven, where we saw a lot of officers at a shooting scene early this morning. And Sheila, you're breaking down some new information we just got from the AG.
Yeah, Ernie, Attorney General Pam Bondi, you heard her talk a little bit there in that opening bite, but Bondi said on X that last night, or yesterday rather, the task force has already made 9 arrests and taken 2 illegal guns off the streets. Also, more than 200 officers were special deputized, and the Joint Operations Center is now up and running. Keep in mind that task force made up of 13 federal agencies, including the FBI, ATF, DEA, U.S. Marshal Services, just to name a few. Bondi, speaking on Fox News, also talked about what could help these operations run smoothly.
Here's what's different in Memphis. We have a mayor who's cooperating with us. Mayor Young is cooperating. We've got our 2 senators, Senator Haggerty and Senator Blackburn, who are helping us. We have Governor Lee, who's working hand in hand with us. We're going to protect all of these great cities around the country, and we're going to go in and help all of them one by one.
That's what they hate. See, the Memphis mayor, I peeped game on Memphis mayor. He's one of the smarter ones. Memphis mayor is way different than the Chicago mayor. The Memphis mayor played the game. He said, hey, this is not something that we wanted, but it's something that we just going to go ahead and work the federal government out. This is what they wanted. Because you know why? Because black people can't say that we working with Republicans. Black people can't say that we need extra help. Black people can't say that we actually rock with Trump. Black people can't say, hey, listen, I'm a Democrat for election purposes, but I'm really conservative and I know that we need help because we understaffed, under budget, the crime is out of control, the community need help. And in order for us to make sure that your kids can walk down the street safely and we can get more businesses here and also hopefully get some more federal funding, we got to work with them. Memphis's mayor is smart. First liberal mayor that I've seen is smart. Played the game in front of the people, behind the scenes said, hey, I appreciate y'all. Hey, somebody get Trump on the phone. We need to get the National Guard over here in the Memphis. We want to stop this like they did over there in D.C. We want to stop this like they did over there in D.C. The Memphis mayor is like, hey, that's a hot spot. The dope boys is over there. We keep hearing about it over there, but we ain't got enough police officers. Can we get the FBI, the ATF? And here's the thing about all of these government agencies. They bored. That's why they was chasing Diddy. Diddy was the victim of boredom. Nobody cared about anything that Diddy had men busting down his chick and wasn't bothering nobody. Now, I may not necessarily agree with it because I believe in bringing masculinity back. But Diddy been gay for a long time. Everybody know that Diddy party existed. But the FBI was bored because they ain't have nothing to do under the Biden administration. So they decided to go after Diddy and he embarrassed them. Now Russell Simmons is back walking around New York because he said Diddy was able to get off, so I shouldn't have too much of a problem. Russell Simmons is openly walking around New York with no bodyguards, no scares, no nothing. He said, well, Diddy beat it, so I should be okay then, huh? He ain't tripping. He came back from Bali. He used to do live streams doing yoga. Now he back walking around New York City. FBI was bored, so now they got something to do. We should have been utilizing these agencies here on American soil to make our city safe because we paid them with our tax dollars. Why wasn't they working for us? Somebody tell me what they've been doing all of these decades anyway. What have they been doing? What have they been doing? What have all of these government agencies been doing all of this time? Nothing. Not a god dog thing, not a thing in sight. So now we got the Memphis mayor and he the first smart one. Hey guys, I need y'all help. Let's make Memphis. I'm about to go to Memphis. I'm about to go get me some barbecue.
And keep them safe.
Now, Fox 13 received some video showing essentially what appears to be some of those federal agencies part of that task force in action overnight. This is at the Villages at Harrison Creek Apartments. You can see in the video this has Tennessee Highway Patrol, U.S. Marshal Services, and other agencies. In the video, they're making an arrest. What, that arrest was linked to, of course, is something Fox 13 is working to get information on, but you can see a lot of those agents dressed in tactical gear, and it appears to some of them may even be holding rifles as well as they follow through with making that arrest there. Also, earlier this morning, right around 1 o'clock, Fox 13 confirmed Tennessee Highway Patrol and other agencies were involved in a chase along Airways Boulevard. Memphis police not involved in that, but we are working to get information on that chase. And then just before 3 o'clock this morning, Tennessee Highway Patrol helping Memphis police with a shooting investigation. Their involvement mainly because a state trooper noticed a car speeding down Rains Road, and when they pulled that driver over, they noticed a man inside the car had been shot. So they called Memphis police and Memphis Fire to begin that investigation. But multiple signs, at least now, showing it appears the safety task force in Memphis already boots on the ground, getting to work, and of course a lot of that information being confirmed by Attorney General.
Let me give a round of applause for Memphis for wanting to do the right thing and clean up the streets. Round of applause for them, man. Straight up, y'all deserve it. I like to give credit where credit is due.
Throughout the last couple of weeks, we've really been talking about federal officers and federal resources that have been in some major cities in the U.S. President Trump says he wants to combat crime that is happening, like we were seeing in Washington, D.C. with that approach, also in Chicago. But now the move has turned to Memphis, Tennessee. And we want to go out there live right now. Fox News' Asher Red is on the ground there in Memphis. And Asher, what are you seeing right now from a federal response in Memphis?
Look how safe those streets are already. They said they already made 9 arrests in less than a day, took a couple of guns off the streets.
Mike, the most visual part of this task force would be the National Guard, and we're not seeing any soldiers wearing camo walking the streets quite yet. But this operation started on Monday night, and Attorney General Pam Bondi says they're already starting to see those results happen. This morning, Bondi posted on X that the feds have already arrested 9 people and seized 2 illegal guns. She also says the U.S. Marshals deputized 219 National Guard troops, and she says this is just the beginning.
In 2025, they've already had 149 homicides, and it's going to stop, and it's going to stop now. We're going to protect all of these great cities around the country, and we're going to go in and help all of them, one by one.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says National Guard troops will not be armed, and they won't be making it.
See the dreadheads? Time's up for the dreadheads. Hey, listen, time is up. Y'all better go cut y'all hair like Kai. Go cut your hair like Kai Cenat. It's over. Listen. For the dreadheads that's out here committing crime, we know that some of y'all actually got y'all lives together. So let me throw you a little bit of life. For my dreadheads that's trying to do the right thing, but you still limited because you can't get to the next position because you still want to hold on to your hair, but you're still a good upstanding citizen. Shout out to y'all. But for the dreadheads that's out here embarrassing the communities and doing crime, and for the people that got the spiked afro and all of that, it's over. It's over. Time is up. Time is up. That's it. That's it. So if you out here and you stealing cars and you shooting, everybody go home. Everybody sit tight. Everybody go ahead and retire. It's retirement time. It's retirement time. You had your time to terrorize the community. It's over. It's absolutely over.
Any arrests unless law enforcement asks them to. The city says the Guard is serving as an extra set of eyes and ears for local police in high crime neighborhoods and in tourist hotspots. In 2024, Memphis
Somebody
had the country's
said Anton hates hair. No. Why? Okay, so here's my thing. Again, let's make America great again. What happened to dope lineups, waves? The reason why you wore a wave cap is so that you can contain your waves. What happened to tapers? You know what I'm saying? What happened to, even if you're going to have locks, why your junk not redone and tight and done the right way and clean? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to look like a monster? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because most of the people that's out here walking around, you look unkept. You look homeless. You look stupid. It's not about the hair. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about how you wear it. Why you look dirty? You're not supposed to look dirty just because you got a particular hairstyle. Like, even if you got a fro, why is it not kept? Why is it not lined up? The first thing you got to do is get a lineup, right? No? Why do you look dirty? It's like people let them grow out and then they just don't keep them. They don't do no maintenance. Because contrary to popular belief, if you're going to have it, then you still need to spend money on maintaining it. You got to go to the barber shop. You got to use shampoo and conditioner. You got to get your stuff lined up. You got to use the oils. You got to use everything that you're supposed to do. Why do you have to look like a POS? If you're going to have a beard, wash it. Make it clean. Make our beards clean again. It don't have to look dirty. Contrary to popular belief, having it and having it unkept is worse than not having it at all. Like, you look dirty. You a dirty person. If you had a baldy, you would look like a dirty bald. There's dirty baldies. And they be having a 5 o'clock Mr. Burns and it just be unstubbled all the time. It don't never be clean. My junk be clean. Clean as a whistle.
Highest violent crime rate, but since then, Part 1 crimes in the city are down over 20%. The FBI considers these to be the most serious crimes, like murder, rape, and aggravated assault, among others. And that's making some people here question whether a National Guard presence is really needed.
See, his junk is tight. His junk is tight. You could tell he got his shaved. He got his junk tight. He got his hair lined up. That's not the normal one that we see. That's the criminal. That's not the criminal type. You know what I'm saying? He got his stuff together. It looked clean. You can tell that he got in the shower probably in the morning. He got his Ray-Bans on. He good. Those ain't the ones that I be seeing doing the crimes, though.
Even those 2 hour tourists that's coming, seeing all of that may scare them or deter them from coming and things of that nature.
I think that the police and
dirty, meth head, unkept, wears pajamas to Walmart, smokes cigarettes, no women, swiped the other way, no matches, dirty, didn't brush his teeth, no undershirt, no iron, no washing machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who you are. You should look like a presentable human being when you go outside.
the fire department do a great job, and this is almost a slap in the face to some of those city employees and stuff to bring in extra help or a show of force.
Bondi and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth will be in Memphis tomorrow to tour the command center and see how this operation works. Mike?
Yeah, sure. It's so interesting to see some of the reaction there on the ground from the citizens. It would almost seem that, if you lived in the area, you would maybe want as much help that you can to try to maybe clamp down on the crime. But others see it a different way. And the two that you interviewed there, it seemed they feel like it's more of a detriment. Is that the feeling that you got?
Well, Mike, ironically enough, the people who live in the not-so-great neighborhoods or maybe the more high-crime neighborhoods, they're saying they want the Guard, especially the business owners there who have dealt with break-ins in the past. I spoke with one of those guys yesterday as well.
Somebody said the comments on that video... The comments on that video said you didn't dig into them white folks. Comments on what video? Listen. Everybody knows that I'm an equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about snow hares, snow bunnies, big backs, women, men, trans, gay. I talk about everybody. And I give credit to everybody too. If you dope, you dope. If you need some help, then it is what it is. I'm trying to understand. When? But see, I know that these are people that don't watch my content on a regular basis, because if they did, then they would know that we call out meth heads all the time. Everybody knows that I talk about the Walmart shoppers that walk into Walmart with their pajamas on and their Crocs. This is not anything new. Dog, y'all was trying to get on me for talking about people on the spectrum. Y'all were trying to get on me. Anton, don't talk about it. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. My favorite to get on is the liberal white woman with the septum nose ring. But it's okay. It's okay. We cool. We good. Yeah, absolutely. Slow people, Tylenol babies, crack babies, all of that. Anyways, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Rest in peace, Flipper. Dumber. Shout out to Flipper. Shout out to Young Dolph. Shout out to Key Glock. Shout out to Paper Route Empire. Yeah. I love Dolph's music. Napoleon says, I appreciate all you do. The best show ever. I think so. Can we give ourselves a round of applause? And shout out to all of the new bag chasers. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's talk about this one. All right. Are y'all familiar with this? Do y'all know who this person is? This is going to be the first AI artist to get signed. The first AI artist to get signed.
Three seasons and a podcast. Meet Tilly Norwood, the world's most controversial new actor.
Can she cry on Graham Norton?
While she might seem real on screen and on her social media, take a closer look. Can you tell?
Tilly Norwood, 100% AI generated.
Yep, she's fake. Tilly Norwood is the first creation from a new studio that develops AI actors. And this morning, her mere existence has sparked outrage and concern about the use of artificial intelligence in Hollywood.
We have so far lost the plot. What are we doing?
The backlash to Tilly Norwood igniting over the weekend after her creator, Dutch actor and comedian Alina van der Velden, said multiple talent agents have shown interest in signing the AI actress, according to Deadline. That news prompting real actors to speak out in protest. Emily Blunt calling it really scary in an interview with Variety, urging agencies to please stop. Van der Velden posting a lengthy statement defending the invention, comparing it to animation or CGI, writing Tilly Norwood is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art that sparks conversation. Whoopi Goldberg among those responding.
The problem with this, in my opinion, humble opinion, is that you are suddenly up against something that's been generated with 5,000 other actors. So it's a little bit of an unfair advantage.
The debate over Tilly Norwood just the latest in the battle between creative artists and AI. Last year, Scarlett Johansson threatened legal action against OpenAI after the company unveiled a voice assistant that sounded eerily similar to hers.
Hello, I'm really excited about teaming up with you.
OpenAI denied modeling it after Johansson, but ultimately suspended the voice. And more recently, Vogue faced criticism after running an ad for fashion brand Guess that used an AI model instead of a real one.
I mean, Liz, so many questions.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It's coming. It's coming. Every single day. Or I'll be honest with you. I would say, because I use AI and I'm tapped in and I've done a Patreon video and I got a new one coming out. Actually, I'm going to just do a live stream on the improvements and then how you guys can leverage AI in order to continue to get bags. How rapidly it's improving is crazy. How rapidly it's improving is insane. Once they start making videos longer than 8 seconds, I think it's going to be over. If they can get a video to a minute, that's it. That's it. And the Hollywood actors is upset because it's basically taking work away from them. The studios want to actually replace the Hollywood actors so that they don't have to spend as much money on costs and development costs. It's bad. It's 100% bad. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. Am I going to embrace it? Probably, because I don't really have a choice. And so that's why I'm learning everything that I can about it. I don't like certain aspects of it. I think that it streamlines your work and it helps you to create more effectively, or it could, you can leverage AI a lot of times. Some of y'all need to start using AI and Apple Intelligence to fix your text messages, because y'all be sending some crazy text messages. But it could do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It could schedule certain things now. It's an assistant that it could release, have text messages sit out at a certain time and all of that other type of stuff. So there is some stuff that you can benefit from, but just to remove the human element, you know what AI feels like? It's like getting into a car and it ain't got nothing but screens. It's like, yeah, that could be okay for a basic daily driver, but don't nobody want that inside of their sports car. Don't nobody want that inside of their classic. Don't nobody want that. Like, technology can remove the human element. It can remove the knobs. It can remove the manual stuff. But in my opinion, it just makes the manual stuff become much more valuable.
Here. First of all, given all the backlash, how do things play out from here? Where does it go?
Right. So if an agency does sign Tilly Norwood, some actors are now calling on anyone who is rep by that agency to immediately drop them. But the creator of Tilly is suggesting that this isn't just her. She said that there are a lot of media companies working on secret AI projects under the radar right now that could be announced as soon as next year. And you'll remember, guys, artificial intelligence was a huge part of the actors' strike 2 years ago, with the union pushing for more protections against AI. At the time, those concerns may have seemed far off, but perhaps they are arriving sooner than some may have thought, guys.
Yeah, perhaps indeed. Liz Kreutzforth there in Los Angeles. This is just the beginning.
It's like, where's this train going? And the toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't get it back in. I was just about to say.
You know why they saying that?
That deep?
Right there? Because if you don't have a name that's recognizable, then you can be easily replaced by AI also. Let me tell you where the real money is going to be. The real money is going to be in making sure that you create a name and visibility for yourself to where people are paying for you instead of paying for the service that AI provides. Some people are not going to understand what I'm saying, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit clearer for you as a C student. What I'm saying is, when LeBron James endorses a product, for example, or when Tom Brady endorses a product, for example, a lot of times the influence of that person can impact the sales of a product. You can leverage AI, but you can't sell Lamar Jackson and, all of the stars and the Ja Morants and all of the people that play the Jokic's, the Luka Doncic. Like, you can't replace that. You can use it to enhance the viewing experience or the angle that you catch it from or whatever. But if you are not the real IP, right? The real money is going to be in making sure that you capture your name. So, for example, and this is something that I'm not going to deep dive into this because this is a part of what I'm going to talk about on the Patreon, and I'm going to really go in depth on it. But for me, for example, I've always leaned into being an open book. And the reason that I've leaned into being an open book is because who I am is where the money is, right? Who I am and me marketing myself, the fact that you know who Anton Daniels is where the money is. When people use aliases and monikers and stuff like that, they make themselves obsolete. They make themselves less valuable because their name doesn't hold any weight. The biggest stars, in my opinion, are the people that use their own name and use their own likeness. If you think about it, Kevin Hart, Will Smith, whatever, so on and so forth, like insert name here. The point is that, you're paying to see those people and you are paying for their presence. Denzel Washington, that's a Denzel Washington movie, right? Robert Downey Jr. Oh man, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Doomsday. It's a thing. It's a real thing because your name is supposed to hold weight. So who you are is going to be that's the real IP. It's going to be your likeness. It's going to be your image. It's going to be your name. It's going to be all of that. And so moving into this AI world, the AI is supposed to assist you, but the visibility of who you are is the thing that's going to carry with you. The smart people, well, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into it because, again, we going to get into it on the Patreon. So I'm looking forward to talking to y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. But the smart people is playing it a little bit differently.
Lindsay Pena is live in the news center with details and reaction. Lindsay.
Yeah, Micah, there is some strong reaction to this one among people in the industry, with a lot of real actors and actresses speaking out, and filmmakers, including one who spoke with me today who's been warning about this for years. She smiles for the camera, shares stills for her newest photo shoot and video from her first acting role. But can you tell Tilly Norwood isn't real?
I mean, you can kind of tell just the way that their skin texture looks. It's kind of giving off like.
Yeah, it hasn't enhanced itself to the point to where you can't tell the difference between AI. I can tell the difference between something that's AI and something that's not AI, but it's developing fast. It's rapidly improving.
Oh yeah, this is definitely AI.
It's like something off. It's just like she's looking at you with the same eyes every time. Like nothing changes. She makes the same emotion.
Norwood is an AI-generated actress created by Eline Vandervelden's AI talent studio, Sequoia.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Nope, I'm straight. I don't want to watch a whole AI movie. It's not my thing at all. I like to see people in real life and in person, and I'm not for it. It's just nothing that I've ever been into, and it's not something that I'm rocking out with, but it's coming. And so it's important for y'all to learn it. And this is some of the stuff that we talk about and teach inside of the Patreon. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. AI actresses, there goes the Me Too movement. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It was a good show today, man. I enjoyed myself. How y'all feel? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling good? I had a great time today with y'all. Y'all are the greatest audience on earth. No live stream tonight. I don't know what we gonna do about that. No live stream tonight. I feel naked without no live stream, but make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. We are setting up a live stream for tomorrow night on the Patreon. So we're going to do 3 live streams tomorrow. The Millionaire Morning Show, the Patreon live stream, and then we're going to do After Hours. All right? I'm feeling good, see? I'm feeling good. We back to being men. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all the greatest audience on earth. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.